Welcome back into the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a quick video on changing out the bottom bracket on my 3T Explorer because it got ruined at this last year's Unbound, and I am finally getting around to changing out that crunchy, creaky bottom bracket. So the 3T Explorer I have uses a BB386 EVO bottom bracket, and I have a Praxis M30 crankset on here, which is actually a pretty difficult combination to find in a bottom bracket, so I had to go direct to Praxis to get one. And today I'm going to be using some cheap Amazon bottom bracket tools to change out a Pressfit bottom bracket. A lot of people are worried about changing out Pressfit bottom brackets on their own, but I'm going to show you that it's fairly easy to do with some really inexpensive tools, so you can save yourself the headache of going to a bike shop and having them do it for you. As you can probably tell, I'm not out in my shop doing this today because it is 0 degrees Fahrenheit out, which is this temperature in Celsius, so it is super cold in my shop, and I'm not going to freeze myself out there doing it. Plus, when I'm removing this bottom bracket, I really don't want to be smacking the carbon here when it's cold and brittle, so I thought I'd bring it into the house where it's a little bit warmer. First step in this process is, of course, removing the crankset, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. So now that the crankset's out, we have to pop out that Pressfit bottom bracket using a cheap tool just like this. And if you're not a bike shop and are doing this on a routine basis, getting some cheap tools is really going to save you in the long run. You don't need to buy the super expensive stuff for occasional use. Only if you're going to be doing frequent bearing changes and things like that do you need a full-on bearing set. But I'll go ahead and drop down in the description below links to these tools that I'm using here today if you want to, if they may suit your needs as well. So how this works is really super simple. You just slide your tool right on through. And then once it's through like that, you hit on the other side to press that bearing through. Just like that. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up in here, and please do ignore my nasty tape job of paint protection film that I have around my bottom bracket. Had an issue with chain drops on this over the years that I've had it, when it was set up 2x, not when it was set up 1x. But let's go ahead and clean up the inside of the bottom bracket shell, and then we'll go ahead and press fit the new one in, again with using super cheap, inexpensive tools from Amazon, link below. Don't go out and spend a whole ton of money on something that you might use once a year. Alright, so now that we have that bottom bracket out, because it is a Pressfit bottom bracket, we're going to have to use a tool specifically designed for press fitting bottom brackets. And let's go ahead and get to it. Now, with your bottom bracket oriented the correct way, make sure you look at the side because it will say left hand or right hand. As long as yours is directional like mine is here. Go ahead and slide that through. Go ahead and get it started by hand. And then using your tool, you can slide your press through. And once it's in, you can start cranking that down and you'll see it cinch in. It's okay if one side sits flush before the other. And then go ahead and back it back out. And your bottom bracket is installed. Alright, so after your bottom bracket is pressed back in, it is literally just a matter of reinstalling your crankset, reinstalling your chain, and you're good to go. So hope this video helped you out. If it did, feel free to go ahead and hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Until next time, enjoy your ride.